Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video, we're going to talk getting started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and today we're taking a look at the Ogor Mawtribes, and in particular the Meatfist Mawtribe subfaction of the army. In this video, we're going to go through talk about the special rules that the Meatfist Mawtribe gets as a subfaction for the Ogor Mawtribes, before looking at a couple of units we recommend to get started with for the faction. We'll then take a look at some other units we can use to expand upon those first couple of initial purchases, before finally finishing off the video with a little sample army list of 1,000 points for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own Meatfist Mawtribe army for the Ogor Mawtribes in Warhammer Age of Sigmar. And so, the rule we get for the Meatfist Mawtribe is pretty simple. It's called Fleshy Stampede. We simply add one to each roll made for the Trampling Charge battle trait by friendly Meatfist Gutbuster units. So, straight away, Gutbuster units, what are they? They are generally your ogres on foot. This is excluding the Icebrow Hunter and the Frost Sabers. Now, so that means things like the Tyrant, the Butcher, and then, so the Trampling Charge battle trait for the ogres is the battle trait where when you charge you roll a number of dice equal to your charge roll, and for every 6 you would do a mortal wound to your enemy after your charge is completed. You do add one to that roll if you've got 3 or more ogre models in the unit, but with this on top of that you're going to be adding 2, so it's going to be rolling on 4 ups with the majority of your units, or at the very least 5 ups if you are less than 3 models. And so, where to begin for the Ogor Mawtribes? First of all, I think the Tyrant is a fantastic leader for a Meatfist Mawtribe army. He's got a 4+ save, 8 wounds, and there's a variety of different ways you can upgrade this model thanks to his big name ability. Now, what this allows him to do is at the beginning of the game, you pick a big name for your Tyrant and he gets a cool special ability. This can be anything from +1 save to getting a 5-up ward. It'll improve his rend when targeting models that are part of a garrison. Can be a variety of different things. Now, his combat weapons are really nice. His Thunder Mace is 3 attacks at 3/3s, Rend 2, damage 3, and the Beast Skewer Glaive is 3s and 3s, Rend 1, damage D3 as well. He's got another cool ability called Bully of the First Degree. If a friendly Ogor Mawtribes unit will fail a battle shock test within 3 inch of any models with this ability, only one model will flee from that unit, as they're pretty much more scared of their Tyrant than they are of anything the opponent can throw at them. Now, alongside the Tyrant, I think that Gluttons are the best place to start for your ogres. They have a variety of different options. You can choose to go with either the paired weapons, which will get you 4 attacks at a 2-inch range, 3s, Rend 1, damage 2, or go for a lesser amount of attacks on the model, but you'll get the nice Iron Fist ability where you can punch back and do some mortal wounds to your opponent when you roll 6s to save. Now, they do get +1 bravery and the potential for -1 to wound with missile weapons based on which banner the unit has taken, and the Bellow also gives them +1 to charge as well. And so, where to look after that? I really like the Iron Guts. First of all, their Gut Guard ability keeps your Tyrants alive that much better, as every time you try to allocate a wound or mortal wound to your Tyrant, you can instead potentially try to place it on your Gut Guard Iron Guts instead. You've also got a rule called Down to the Iron Guts, where once per battle they're going to be able to fight twice. This second fight would happen with the Always Strikes Last effect, but they do have a pretty decent weapon, with their giant, mighty bashing clubs having a nice big render 2 and damage 3 on them. Really powerful weaponry. Now, alongside them, Man-Eaters are a really interesting choice to bring into your Ogor Mawtribes army. First of all, they can have a cool rule called Been There, Done That. This allows them to pick a variety of different abilities, just like your Tyrant does effectively, and apply these to the unit. These can be a variety of different things, including things like getting extra movement, etc. Now, they do have their own unique profile as well. They have shooting attacks on top, which is really nice for D3 damage, 1 shot each. And their slices and bashes are 2 inches with 4 attacks, 3/3s, Rend 1, damage 2. Now, looking into other characters we can bring into the force, the Butcher and Slaughtermaster are the 2 Gutbuster Wizard options we have available to us. Now, the Gutbusters Wizards, they're a little bit fighty as well, so they're going to actually be pretty good in a fight as well, with decent fighting profiles for wizards. Now, the big one for me, Slaughtermaster has something called the Great Cauldron, where you can choose to dip in and pass out some buffs to a bunch of your friendly Gutbuster units nearby, potentially putting something like +1 to wound out, or you can do a mortal wound to yourself if you do eat some unfortunate stuff. The Voracious Maw spell is fantastic though on the Butcher. This is a spell that just does D3 mortal wounds, roll a dice on a 4+, and continues to do D3 mortal wounds. I've seen this thing do amazing things. It's killed my Black Dragon one game I played against a mate from start to finish and completely swung the tide of battle. And so, this is our sample army list for the Ogor Mawtribes using the Meatfist Mawtribe. We're from the mortal realm of Gur, because realm of beasts, ogres all goes nice together in that narrative. We've got the grand strategy ready to plunder. This is pretty cool. We complete this grand strategy if we've got more ogre units in our opponent's territory than they have units. We're going to be wanting to get up and doing some fighting with the Ogor Mawtribes, so it's just a great grand strategy for ogres. Triumph, we're 10 points under the 1,000 point mark, so Bloodthirsty, getting charges off of your ogres is incredibly important. You've got other ways in this army to potentially get +1 to wounds. I think going Bloodthirsty for me, just because you do all those mortal wounds on the charge, your army really does get better on the charge, is super important. Now, Tyrant is going to be our general. He's got the command trait Killer Reputation. This allows you to pick 2 different big names. And the big names we've gone for are Fate Seeker and Death Cheater. This is going to give our Tyrant a 3-up save and a 5-up ward, making him pretty super survivable. We then got the Gruesome Trophy Rack, where we can put out a +1 to hit aura to friendly Gutbuster units, wholly within 12 inch of our Tyrant. We then have the Slaughtermaster, who has gone with the Law of Gut Magic and gone Bloodfeast. This one is going to put it +1 attack on a friendly Gutbuster unit out there. For Battle Line, we've got 6 Ogre Gluttons going with the pairs of clubs or blades, because when they get Bloodfeast on them, they'll have the potential, with all the buffs in here, to be +1 attack, +1 to hit, and +1 to wound. 4 Iron Guts create a cool gut, but also a really good heavy damage dealing unit for the army, and 3 Man-Eaters round out the force. Now, everything is wrapped up in a battle regiment, so we are a 1-drop army. Getting the option to try and choose who's going to go first is super important for ogres, especially one that's going to want to get in combat as much as possible. Now, 990 points, 10 points under, as I mentioned, so a chance we could get the Triumph. 67 wounds, 1 drop. If you've got some thoughts on the Meatfist Mawtribe, let us know down in the comments below. And so that's the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And while you're at it, why don't you drop a comment down below letting us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here at Sinful Gaming, you can do so by joining our Discord server, which is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel, which is our Patreon and YouTube members. As a Patreon and YouTube members, you'll get to help decide what content the channel focuses on when we're not focusing on new releases, and you'll also get your name shouted out at the end of the video. So a special thanks to all our Patreons: Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lyle, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Bloobs, Benjamin Suarez, Redman, Aaron DeHaven, and Kevin Bowman. And to our YouTube members as well: Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Man Killer, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, and James South. Lastly, if you'd also like to help support the channel in another way, you can do so by grabbing some channel merch off either our Teespring store or off our Ko-fi store, both of which, as well as the Patreon and YouTube members, are linked in the video's description. Once again, thank you all for watching. Stay safe, everyone. Stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.